Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Our next guest is a model, actress, singer, songwriter, and producer from Arlington, Texas, who recently released her new single, Glowing. Please help me welcome the talented Shailaun. Welcome to the show.
Peace. Thank you for having me.
Wow. So I was reading up on you. You've done some great things already, but tell us kind of how you got your start. You know, you're from Arlington. How did that help influence your music and just the work that you're doing now?
Wow. Well, I started in the church actually. Just like you, I read your story actually, and I was influenced by the music in the choir and just the showmanship and the lights and the camera action.
Yeah.
Years after that, I would also find myself putting on shows from my family, uh, performing at like the family reunion talent show and things like that. Later on in life, I learned to play the viola and the alto saxophone, and then joined, like you, the school choir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I joined the school choir, and I've just been writing ever since and singing ever since. But I really got my start after exploring the modeling and acting industry or entertainment industry as a model and actress. So I began to model when I was 18 years old.
Okay.
And toured the nation for 3 years. After that,
Wow.
came back. I moved to New York, Chicago, LA, Madrid. I finally came home and decided that I would perform for a living, which is my true love. So I use the modeling and acting as a foundation, a platform,
Right.
help
Yeah.
me to be confident, and get on stage.
So how did that modeling and acting, how did it prepare you? Obviously, you were exposed to a lot traveling and living in different states and even a different country. How did it prepare you for the music?
Wow, yeah. So I got to see so many different cultures and meet so many different people and just learn how to communicate and adapt and just be in the environment of just uniqueness
Mhm.
that were different to me. So that helped me to not be so shy on stage, which
Yeah.
is my nickname. um, but yeah, that helped me not to be so shy. And then also, I experienced a lot of rejection in the
Yeah.
industry, which really helped me to gain that inner strength and not allow for myself to be nervous or concerned about what other people have to say
Mhm.
about me
Yeah.
or my art, because I had to learn to love myself, definitely
Exactly.
in the modeling industry. I mean, and
Yeah.
even though it's not about whether they, think you're the most beautiful or not, it's really just about if you fit the character. But as a model and actress, a lot of times we take that personally. And
Yeah.
am I enough? Am I this or am
Right.
I that? So that really helped me to gain some self-confidence and boost my self-esteem as well.
So prior to the modeling and traveling, who are some of your early influences musically?
Ooh. So back to the church, Donnie McClurkin,
Mhm.
Whitney Houston. Oh my goodness, she was really the main one who changed everything for me.
The GOAT. Yeah.
Yeah, model, actress, singer. She had it
Mhm.
all. Beautiful voice and soul and
Mhm.
being just
Yeah.
so her voice to men. Even I saw you did an interview with Sean Stockman. So
Yeah, I did.
yeah, Boyz II Men was huge. Even though I had no idea what they were experiencing, I just felt what they were putting
Mhm.
out in music. So they were one of my greatest influences early on. I think that kind of sums up generally who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you find that the type of music that you wanted to do, did it change after you had that exposure, modeling, traveling the world? Did it change or did it broaden what you already, were interested in? How did that kind of develop?
Yeah, it definitely changed.
Yeah.
I was all about just regular R&B before, but in gospel because I was
Mhm.
kind of sheltered. But
Yeah.
after traveling the world, I got to see a lot of things that were similar in just the human experience all over the world. And I
Yeah.
saw that, some things that we're all needing and desiring, just like peace above
Mhm.
all,
Mhm.
love, just to be respected, as ourselves, you know, so my lyrical content definitely was inspired by things I've experienced. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we hear a lot about the modeling industry, you know, a lot of people think it's superficial and whatnot, but you don't come across that at all. So how did you stay grounded and stay you and grow after experiencing that experience, you know, those experiences traveling and modeling and acting?
I mean, honestly, I was bullied early on in my life.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's really what has kept me grounded moving
Yeah.
forward. I came from a place where I wasn't loved or appreciated. And so my whole life, all I've just wanted to do is make sure that other people do feel appreciated and loved and respected and valued and worthy. So
Yeah.
so that's how I've been able to, honestly, just knowing where I come from and
Mhm.
yeah, knowing where I'm going to. You want to make sure to be good to people, you know, because you never know. I've had ups and downs. You never know where you're going to end up in this life at any given moment. And if you've been a nasty person to people, then you can end up in a very dark place.
Very true. Very true. So
Yeah.
in 2022, you released your debut solo album, Spread Love.
Yeah.
How did it feel coming out with that album, releasing that debut album?
It felt amazing. You see the smile on my face? It's
Yeah.
genuine. It's a genuine smile because it feels so great. I've only dreamed about this, and I really didn't even dream about that. It really just came out of nowhere. I was writing music and decided I wanted to work with certain people,
Mhm.
released one single and wrote some more songs and was like, oh, let me release these and just was like, I have an album here.
Yeah.
So it was great. I got a lot of love from my community here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and from community that is, you know, in different cities and countries. Um, I sold out of my first round of vinyl records. I got
Yeah.
100
Yeah.
edition records and yeah, sold out and found out at a later date that two of my songs off my debut album charted in the Netherlands, iTunes,
You can
R&B.
spread love.
Yes, yes, yes. Spread Love was one of them, and my song Peace was
Peace.
the
Yeah.
other. Yeah, they were 4 and 5. I felt so honored, and I have no idea how that happened, but super great. All
That's
good.
the amazing thing about when you put out music, you never know who's listening. I remember I had put out a single years ago, and the first person that bought it was in Japan. I was like, really? You know what I mean?
Oh,
You just
yeah.
never know. You never know. And that's the beauty of that's how music can touch people, you know.
Yes.
What is your process for creating new music? Like, you know, I know you write, obviously. Well, you tell me, what's your process for creating a song?
There's a few different ways. You know, sometimes I'll just be driving in the car and I might be listening to some instrumental music, honestly, on like Spotify or something.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, oh, I like that. I like the vibe it's given. And I'm like, let me put this on repeat. And I'm just gonna write a song.
Yeah.
um, Other times I'll be very deliberate about writing a song. I'll sit down, I'll set the vibe, and I will either pick up my guitar
Mhm.
and, you know, fiddle around with it until I find something that feels good and then sing to it. And just, it really just comes like from I want to say a spiritual, but like it just
Yeah.
feels supernatural sometimes that it's just like this is meant to be said right now, this thing needs to be said, and
Mhm.
so I find the music to go with that and write. Other times I will gotta have a beat, excuse me, I'm tongue twisted. I'll
Yeah.
get off YouTube or BeatStars or something, and I'll just sit down and write to it if it feels good, of course.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, so that's just the gist of it, generally.
So when you're recording the album, your debut album, Spread Love, how
Yeah.
did you know the record was complete? How did you know, okay, this is ready to go out?
Well, I listened to it from start to finish and felt like I had a soundtrack to my
Mhm.
life for the current moment, and not just to my life, but to the world. I feel like I had the world's soundtrack. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is it. This is it. It feels good, not just musically, but lyrically,
Mhm.
vocally, you know, mix and mastering was on point. I don't know, it just rained in my
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
And complete. Yeah.
So now you have a new single, Glowing.
Yes.
Yes, we'll play that after this interview.
Oh,
Uh,
awesome.
Tell us about the song. I know you said it's a song about stepping into your own power, realizing your impact.
Yes.
About that.
Yes. I was going through moments of social anxiety. Believe it or not, after the bullying thing, there might
Yeah.
always be a little tiny little voice that might kind of question,
Yeah.
is everything okay? And so I was going through that and talked to my husband about that. Love my hubby, best friend. Um,
Gotta
and
have that.
yes, gotta have that support. And he was my strong friend that day. And he was just like, babe, people are looking at you and admiring you. And it's because you're beautiful. It's because you're nice. It's because you're glowing. It's not
Yeah.
because anything is wrong with you, and that's something that I found that a lot of people struggle with, believe it or not. Because I am usually that girl who's like, or that woman who's like, you look amazing. What are you talking about? No, you look great in that outfit. No, your hair is fine, because people beat themselves up so much.
Mhm.
But that day it was me in that seat and my husband was there for me. So I wrote that song and I did so to share that sentiment with everyone. It's something he said to me, but it's also something that I firmly believe for others. And so that's
Yeah.
really thankful.
So coming off of your debut album, putting out a new single, did you feel that same momentum? Do you feel like, yes, new music?
Yes, every time. Yeah. I'm always, I always have a little bit of butterflies. I don't know if you feel
Mhm.
the same when you release
Right.
music, but because you just don't know how people are going to receive it. It's your art, it's your baby, and you just
Mhm.
want all the best. But I felt great because I knew that I'm putting out a good message that is going to resonate with somebody somewhere and hopefully lift them up. So I
That's
wasn't worried about how many people heard it. I mean, I'm that is the important factor, but
right.
or like if it's going to chart or not, or it was just I know that somebody somewhere is going to get the message. It's going to help them in some way. So I felt great.
Yeah, you made it from an authentic place. So when you
Yeah.
do that, it will touch somebody. Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
thank
I know that you're preparing to release your sophomore album, Me Time Volume 1 next year.
you.
What can we expect? I know you're still probably working on it, but what can we expect?
Ooh, beautiful. You can expect self-love, um, sweet messages in your own ear, reminding you that you're worthy, you're valuable, you're enough just as you are, which is just, I think it's just a theme that's going to be ongoing for me
Mhm.
because it's just the struggle that I came from,
Yeah.
so many messages to all the people all over the world. So, yeah, you're going to hear that. You're going to hear some growth too from me. This first album, of course, being my first, I did things as smoothly and simple and not
Mhm.
too busy, but this one I'll get a little bit more,
Okay.
you know,
That
bump
sounds
or
good.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Writing these type of songs, empowering songs, do you feel that that has been therapeutic for you and, coming through your own bullying struggles as a child and, coming up?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And it's not just the bullying as a child. Like I've dealt with things even as an adult. I mean, things that we go through as
Yeah.
a woman or as a
Mhm.
person of color
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
or a beautiful people that people hate, a beautiful person people hate on, or a
Yeah.
talented person, or
Yeah.
all kinds of things. So yeah, it's definitely very therapeutic. It's me pouring out and just being like, I hate that I'm going through this at the moment, but I wonder how I could overcome this. Let's talk this through. And it's a song.
Definitely doing that. The new single's called Glowing. It's available wherever you buy your music. Where can we keep up with all the wonderful things you have going on and up and to come?
Yes, well, I definitely have a .com. So Shailaun.com, Shailaun. And definitely on Instagram. Check me out. I'll post a lot of my live music snippets from there and upcoming shows. And YouTube,
Mm,
youtube.com. Yeah, I mean, I'm on all major platforms,
yeah.
Spotify, Apple, Tidal, you name it. So just type in my name and I'll be there.
Listen, our thanks goes out to Shailaun for joining us tonight. Her new single, Going, is available wherever you buy your music. And for more information, please visit our website, thestephenknightshow.com, and we will be right back.